My name is Pantaleo Munishi, a professor in ecosystems, climate change, and biodiversity, and working with Sokoine University of Agriculture in Morogoro, Tanzania. Forest ecosystems in Tanzania provide several benefits to local communities, and I can put them into two major categories. One is the provisioning agricultural services that include harvesting of forest products from forest ecosystems and trading with these forest products to actually ensure benefits to local communities. And that's one. Another one is, I would say, the water. We manage catchment forests for supply of water. And water here is a product. And this water can be used for domestic uses, and that is actually a benefit to the local communities. But also the use of biodiversity in terms of game meat from the forest and woodland ecosystems, and the local communities benefit from using such products. On the regulatory services, we have watershed services that we manage catchment forests that supply water, and this water can be used by communities outside the upland communities that are managing the forest. Climate change has probably diverse effects on forest ecosystems. One is likely to be a shift in different vegetation types. With drying conditions and the climate change, evergreen forests might change into woodland ecosystems. And when this happens, actually it will affect the resident biodiversity. And normally, there will be an effect of species that are components of the ecosystem. That means we have species being affected in terms of their distribution, and I am seeing that species that will be more affected will be those which have poor migration capacity, species with low germination capacity, species that cannot have what I would say narrow range. That means their distribution is localized. So in that case, you have these species being affected because of the fragmentation of the forest ecosystems as a result of climate change. On the other aspect of the effect is also reduced biodiversity. The biodiversity of the forest can be reduced because of fragmentation, and when you reduce biodiversity, then you are impacting on the products and services that can accrue from the forest for the communities. And in general, if you look at all these livelihood aspects of the forest ecosystems and the dependence of the communities on these forest ecosystems, when they are impacted negatively by climate change, you expect also the livelihoods to be impacted. All livelihoods dependent on the forest ecosystem will likely be impacted. The forest management program that is reducing impacts of climate change on forest ecosystems can be put into aspects of management. The government has developed a participatory forest management program as a matter of policy. There are two approaches to this. One is joint management, where a government forest is managed in collaboration with the local communities, and the local communities do get benefits from this forest that they are managing. The second one is community-based forest management, and in this case, a community manages its own forest, develops its own guidelines for its use, and agrees with the government on how to use that, and develops a management plan, and in that sense, they can benefit from management of that forest ecosystem. We have several areas. One is Angai Forest Reserve. This forest reserve is managed by several communities, several villages, and they have the mandate to manage based on their management plan or any management plan they put forward to manage the forest. They are able to acquire or obtain any goods and services from the forest ecosystems and use that for their economic development without interference by the government. And they have got regulations and rules that allow them to do that, and the forest policy allow them to do that. Another one is the Mugori Forest Reserve in Singida, Tanzania. And this one is a woodland ecosystem that the local communities manage to ensure that they get the necessary forest products that they would like to get from the forest. But again, there has been a big campaign or afforestation campaign. That means village afforestation or tree planting campaigns to reduce the pressure of the natural forests. And I can talk of woodlots in southern Tanzania where individuals own forest woodlots intercropped into the farmlands. That actually ensures acquisition of forest products and reduces pressure on the natural forest. But these communities get forest products, what they want, from the farmland. Another system is the home garden system, where you have within a piece of land, there is a complex mixture of agricultural crops and tree crops. Actually, this system has been taken as a very good example of adapting to climate change or mitigating. Diversification of trees, agricultural crops make the system more resilient. And that has been encouraged and is well practiced in northern Tanzania, especially in the highlands, where you have land scarcity, I would say. So they are intercropping together with agricultural crops, but getting the forest products as well as agricultural crops.